right, coach. It's obviously the Bojangles countdown to tip off, and a big game. You had one last week against the top of the conference in UNCW, and I know you mentioned it, and I'm sure our fans want to hear it just again. But obviously, the big question is how we finish the games right now. We've had two games, one against Elon, one against UNCW. What is kind of the strategy you're looking at, or things that you think is important to emphasize for this game?
Yeah, the first thing I'd emphasize, and it's the same thing I told the team, is we're doing the hard part. It is hard to go on the road to really quality opposition, and Elon's good this year, and Wilmington's really good this year and been good for a long time. And it's hard to go to those places and control the game. And in both games, we were able to get control of the game. We were able to go up double digits, scoring the basketball, getting stops. And now we got to finish. Now, truth be told, some of this is a depth issue with our injuries and some of the stuff we're battling. I feel like we have to play our guys heavy minutes and just kind of roll with them. And it's something we've talked about internally. Should we be trying to steal more minutes here and there, get sub a little bit more to keep them a little fresher? Some of it's execution too. We definitely had some plays down the stretch of the Wilmington game that we didn't quite get organized the right way. I know the last play we didn't run what we were hoping to run in that situation. Now give Wilmington credit too. Two of our the four guards that we play the most, two of our three starting guards had fouled out of the game. So I mean, maybe this is an area I got to learn a lot as a youthful coach, but I don't know many coaches that have a lot of plays when two of their three guards are fouled out. So that was part of it. And then I just think we got to be in these situations more. A lot of it's emotion, a lot of it's keeping our composure and not sort of fracturing or thinking about, the human thing is like, what can I do to try to solve this? How do I get a bucket to change the tide? How do I get a steal here? And it's not like that. When you're good, to win these close games, you get even more like you double down on what we do. You try to be even tougher with the ball. You try to be more connected defensively. You try to talk louder. We got to get more stops down the stretch. Our defense has fallen apart in the last 5, 6 minutes of some of these games. We know that. I think we've identified the issues. I know we've spent a lot of time the last few days in practice working on special situations and making sure we have a crystal clear view of what we're going to run in each situation, who's going to have the ball in their hands, how we're going to break the press, what we're planning on doing defensively. So we're working at it, but it's normal, man. It's normal growing pains. We went through it at Florida, went through it at Washington State, Columbia, San Francisco. Is when you're building a program and you get in some high stakes games and stuff, you can get a little tight, and we gotta get through that and keep playing and close some of these out. So we'll be okay. We're 3-3 in close games. It's not like we're 0-6. We're
Yeah.
about where we should be. But it stinks to have dropped two in a row.
Yeah. I know you mentioned it earlier too, like having to battle the depth issue. Are guys getting healthier? Are we getting any closer to seeing some guys back at full strength? What can we expect on the front
Yep.
of some of our guys that's been out?
Yeah, Enoch is still a long way away. So take that as it is. That hurts us a little bit, hurts our depth. But Chris is going to play tonight. So Chris is finally cleared. He still is short on practice time. He only really had one full practice, and then he was on a time restriction for another practice. So, be patient with him. Take it one step at a time. He's probably not going to be going right to playing 35 minutes tonight. We'll have to ease him in there, bring him off the bench, and see what he can do. But that will definitely help our depth situation, no doubt about it. Now there's gonna be a little bit of a runway for it. I mean, our rule of thumb is usually for every 2 days that you spend out injured, it takes one day to get back to full fitness, right? He was out probably a month, so it's gonna take a little bit for him to get back churning the way he was. But I hope I'm wrong. I hope it happens tonight. And I hope it's 14
Yeah.
and 10 and 15 minutes. But we got to be realistic with it too. But developing more depth will help us. This stretch where we've been a little bit undermanned,
Yeah.
I think in the long run is going to help this team.
Hmm.
make us more dangerous come conference tournament time and beyond because we've been forced to become a better rebounding team, playing smaller. We've been forced to work on some post doubles and things like that. But more importantly than that, we've been forced to play a lot of four guard lineups,
Hmm.
and we've had a lot of offensive success doing that. So that's going to remain a part of our identity. That was not something we did a ton of in the non-conference, frankly, because it just wasn't something we did at Florida, and I was pretty married to trying to carry out that vision for as long as we could.
Yeah.
Um, but the four guard lineups have been good. It's not what I pictured us being this year, as being a sleek, pop the ball around and make shots and run by people and lay it in type team. But it's been good. It has fit us well, and so we'll keep looking at it. And we got to find that right balance between playing the two big guys together and being able to impose our will on the glass and stuff like that, protect the rim a little better, and playing four guards and scoring a lot of points.
You talk about those guards. One of the guys that's really caught my attention in the way that he's impacted the game, especially the last, really since we've hit non-conference, is Cam Gregory. What ways has he affected this team in his emergence, especially behind the three-point line?
He's banging shots right now. He's getting confident. He's gotten to a point where when the ball goes up, he knows it's going in. We all think it's going in. Guys are starting to stand and celebrate before he even shoots it. So it's huge progress, and I'm so proud of it. I'm so happy for him too because he really was working at it hard, and it was the non-conference. It's called what it is. It was a little bit Sisyphean, It was kind of
Yeah.
he was just getting all these shots up, and a lot of 0 and 2s, 0 for 3s, and it was killing me. I felt so bad for him. And I kept playing through it because he's one of our best plus minus guys. He guards his butt off. He has the best assisted turnover on the team. He makes a lot of winning plays. But now for him to add that stroke to the top of it has just moved him way up the scouting report and turned him into a really good CAA player.
You talk about the CAA, obviously another team tonight that's at the top of the conference standings. When you look at Charleston and what they have and what they're able to bring to the table, what key things tonight are the emphasis for the team?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing I'd say with them is they're one of the very most talented teams in our league and one of the most talented teams in mid-major college basketball. I
Yeah.
mean, they've got multiple, both former Power Five players and guys who totally could play for Power Five teams right now. They're big, they're strong, they're athletic. They got guys that really dunk the heck out of the ball and play above the rim and catch lobs and stuff like that, something you don't see a ton in this league. There are some exceptions, but they got a couple of them. And they're coming on. They've battled some injuries this year. I think it took them a little while to figure out their rotation and decide. They have a bit of an embarrassment of riches, so it took them a while to decide who their main guys were going to be. And
Hmm.
some of that were impacted by injuries. Dugan was out for a long time. And now that he's back, he's helped them, and they're getting confident, and they're playing better basketball now than they were in the non-conference. They're very hard to guard offensively. They got a pretty clear picture of who they are. We're gonna have to play really good defense. That's important, but we're gonna have to score some points. I mean, you're not gonna pitch a shutout up here, and if we finish the game in the 60s, it's gonna be hard to win. Anything below that, we're not gonna win. And where I'm hoping we end up is more high 70s, 80s. That's where I think the game favors us, is if we can get to that sort of point total. It ain't easy, but that's how we're constituted right now. I think that's our best chance.
Well, Coach, good luck tonight. Obviously, we're all rooting for you back at home, and then we have you back at home this weekend. Obviously, Snowmageddon 26 is on the way to the entire East Coast, but a 12 o'clock tip. Hopefully, we'll be back at home and get that game in.
Yeah, hey, whatever you can do, come on out. We need our fans in the stands. We played a ESPN instant classic of a game against Monmouth in the first one. Went to the very wire. We were lucky to sneak it out up there. They'll be trying to get revenge. They're good. We'll be ready to go too, but we need our fans there, loud, early, noon tip off. Let's go. Let's make it a good weekend.
Awesome. Good luck tonight,
All
Coach.
right, whole humps.